Hello and welcome to the Kayden Gordon Show, today's best country mix. And joining me back on the show today is Kayden Tokarski. Kayden, how you doing today?
I am fantastic, Kayden. Thank you so much.
Well, first and foremost, thank you so much for coming back on the show. It's always a pleasure to have you.
Oh my gosh, it's an honor. Thank you so much.
You are so welcome. So first and foremost, I want to start with one of your films that you've been working on, surprisingly in Massachusetts, where I am. I want to ask you to get started. What was it like being here in the East Coast of Massachusetts?
Yes, oh my gosh, I had no idea that you lived in Massachusetts. That is so awesome. Yeah,
I
so
do.
I that is so awesome. I love Massachusetts. Are you near Boston?
I'm about an hour from Boston, yes.
Do you live near Auburn?
About 45 minutes, 55 minutes. Why? Is that where
Okay.
you shooted?
I did. I filmed in
Yeah,
Auburn. I filmed in a couple places near Auburn. But yeah, I wow. We filmed a film called Mama Bear in
mhm,
Massachusetts, and we filmed that in June. And so that was my second time filming out of state. And so I'm based here in California. And
right.
filming out of state, especially on the East Coast, is such
Mhm.
a different experience. Like the vibe, I love filming in California, don't get me wrong, but filming out of state, there's something about it. It was an amazing experience. We filmed on location in the forest of Massachusetts, and I really wish it was so green here. Like Massachusetts is so green, and like I wish we had that here in California. But yeah, the film that we filmed is called Mama Bear, and that is written and directed by Matt Toronto. And that is a thriller. I can't say too much because of NDAs, but
Mhm.
for all the updates, follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Kayden Tokarski.
Awesome. And I'm so glad you liked it. I was curious because I
Yeah,
bet it's a different like culture shock for you.
totally. Like driving through Massachusetts, I was like, wow, this is gorgeous. Yeah, filming out of state is definitely one of my favorite things.
That is awesome. Now, I know you're also on your 13th episode of Darman. How's that going for you? How you liking
Yes,
that?
I'm actually filmed my 14th on, oh my gosh, when did I wrapped on Friday. So yes,
Mhm.
I love being a part of the Darman fam. It is just so amazing. For those who are watching and don't know who Darman is, Darman tells these amazing inspirational stories. And literally just every single episode, there's such an amazing message. And to be able to tell these amazing stories is truly such an honor. So 14th, I have done 10 episodes are out right now, and then the four should be coming out soon. I say follow Darman and Darman Studios for all the updates, and then me as well on Instagram and Twitter again. Yeah, I think that's probably the best way to keep track of me. You'll probably hear me multiple more times this podcast saying follow me.
Absolutely. And we'll get to that right before the end, too, to make sure people remember. And if you guys haven't had a chance to watch some of the episodes that she is in, she is such an amazing actress. So, but watch everybody, they're all really good. So,
You're amazing. Thank you.
you are so welcome. So, why don't we take a minute to tell everyone a little bit about you and what made you want to start getting into acting for those that don't know you?
Yeah. So this has been a dream of mine to be an actor ever since I was 4 years old. And I was really inspired by Disney sitcoms like Good Luck Charlie. Like Bridget Mendler was a huge inspiration to me. And I just remember like telling my parents, like, I really want to do that when I'm older. And they kind of just like blew it off every year. But I never I always like held on to hope. I was like, I'm gonna do this one day. And my parents came and saw me and when I was 9 years old for a school play that I did called Gold Dust or Bust. And I had just such an amazing time. And they saw how much I loved it. And, they were like, you're actually not so bad. So maybe we could try this. And then we were fortunate to see a casting call for the Joyful Child Foundation. And I auditioned for them. And the Joyful Child Foundation is an amazing nonprofit organization run by Erin Runyon, and she has went through some horrific things in life, but she is just she's really trying to make a difference out there, and just trying to just keep kids safe. And that was basically the whole point of the video. And it was just such an not only such an honor, but such great set experience. And I was like, I just want to keep doing more of this. And then to get some more set experience, I did a little bit of background acting, like some featured background acting on Modern Family, The Mandalorian, and a couple commercials. And I was just kind of like, this is I love being on set, but like the background acting was just not my stuff. I was like, some people really like it, but like for me, I was like, I really want to have a principal role. I really want to have lines.
Mhm.
And then from there, I started to audition. I was really, really fortunate to encounter my amazing agent that I've had her for ever since I started, Sue Ann Eden of Tangerine Talent. And she's just amazing. I mean, she took a chance on me when I had no experience. And so here I am.
Well, that's incredible, and the fact of you not going to do it, and then you kind of just jump right in, and it just all of a sudden came to you, and it's just so amazing. And by the way, she has won her 15th Best Acting Award. What does that feel like? What do you feel inside when I say that? Like when you won the Best Acting Award, what goes through your mind?
Honestly, like I'm just so grateful. It's just like it's such a privilege to just like first and foremost, it's a privilege to do what I do. But like to just hear that, I don't honestly, I'm very speechless when I hear that. I don't even know what to say. I'm just super duper grateful.
That is awesome. Now, I also know that you were also nominated for 2 awards with the Young Artist Academy for your work with Gaslit. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yes. So yeah, that was really, really exciting for me to hear. And I was also surrounded when I heard that I got nominated, I was surrounded by my friends and family, and I was just like, it was just like a huge celebration. Gaslit, I'll actually even talk a little bit about Gaslit. Gaslit is, I play a young Julia Roberts on Gaslit, and that is
Mm-hmm.
streaming on Stars if you guys want to go check that out. That is basically about Watergate. I wouldn't say it's child appropriate, but it's an amazing story. It stars Julia Roberts, Sean Penn, Dan Stevens, and it's directed by Matt Ross. And it's truly such an honor to be a part of the show, and to be nominated is such a blessing.
That is awesome. Now, for anyone that might want to start doing acting, what advice would you give them?
I would say the best thing to do is to take acting classes. I think it is it's such a great way to get your start, to really, I mean, they really just help guide you on where you need to, where how you need to start, where you need to get, like it's I think, yeah, acting classes. And also, it's a very tough industry. And people hear me say this a lot, but it's true. A lot of people that are not in the industry do not understand how hard it is. There's a lot of rejection, but I
Mm-hmm.
say, just keep going, and never lose faith.
Exactly. And that's for really anything you want to do in life. You're always
Yeah,
going to have rejection. You're always
absolutely.
going to have, unfortunately, I don't like saying this, but you are going to have haters.
Yes, you are.
So,
Unfortunately, you will. Yeah. But yeah, you're right. Anything in life. Yeah. I mean, life is tough, but you gotta just
mhm.
keep going. Yeah.
Now, if you had the opportunity to go film anywhere in the world, where would you go and why would you go there?
Oh my gosh. Ooh, I would love to film. I would love to film out of country. I would love to film in Rome. I think that would be so, so cool, filming in Italy. I would love to film in like France or London, or even like in the United States. I would love to film in New York, and then Hawaii.
Mhm.
I would love to have like maybe like a tropical beach kind of movie, like based on the island of Hawaii. That would be super duper cool.
That would be a really cool one to do, spend
Yes.
time there and film at the same time, do what you
Oh
love.
my
I mean,
gosh.
oh my God.
That's paradise.
Exactly. Yeah. So again, I know you mentioned it a couple times, but we're going to mention it again for those that might be listening later on. But where can people find you on social media?
Yes, you can find me on Instagram and Twitter and TikTok at Kayden Tokarski. And I'll spell my last name because it's a little hard, but it's Kayden. And then my last name is Tokarski.
Awesome. And if you forget, remember same spelling as my name, which is actually mind-boggling when you think about that, because
I
not many
know.
people spell it the same way.
Yeah, I know that's what I was saying. I was like, oh my gosh. And it was so funny. Like when I came on here, I was like, oh, hi, Kayden. You're like, hi, Kayden.
I know it's weird just calling yourself by your first name and then it's like, oh my god.
I know.
It's like that moment when you want to say the person's name, but you just say your own name because you don't know how to say that person's
Well,
name.
yeah, I mean, I'll never forget your name and you'll never
I
forget
know,
mine.
exactly. It's crazy, for sure. Well, Kayden, is there anything that I forgot to mention that you want to mention before we go?
Yeah, actually, I would love to. Ooh, let's see. I'll talk about maybe some. I could talk about. I actually have a couple things that if the viewers want to go see and check out, and then I also have a couple upcoming projects.
Okay.
My Melancholy Baby is on Amazon Prime. That is a film that I shot that came out actually in 2021. And so if you guys want to go check that out, that is on Amazon Prime. It's called My Melancholy Baby again. And then also Darman. And then for upcoming projects, what did I not hit? Ooh, Roswell Delirium. Roswell Delirium is an upcoming 80s sci-fi, and that is written and directed by Richard Bakewell. That was actually supposed to premiere in August, but unfortunately, due to the strike,
Mm-hmm.
it was pushed back. So hopefully, as soon as the strike ends, it should be premiering shortly after that. And so that stars Anthony Michael Hall, Reginald Val Johnson, Dee Wallace, Lisa Whelchel, Sam Jones. Yeah, I play a mean girl, and that was my first time ever playing a mean girl. So that was super duper amazing, and I've made some great relationships with the cast and crew. I mean, everyone's so amazingly talented, and yeah, that's one to look out for, guys, because that one's gonna be insane. So super duper grateful to be a part of it. And then also, I can't say too much about it, but I would love to just talk briefly about it. Sparks is a feature film that I filmed in Kentucky, and that was my first
Oh
time.
wow.
That was this year. We filmed that in spring, and that was my first time ever filming out of state. So Massachusetts was my second time, and this one is a TV movie, and it stars Grace Victoria Patterson and Thomas Gibson, and it's directed by Ben Meyerson. So make sure to watch out for that one. Again, you could probably just keep up with all the updates on Mama Bear and Sparks on my Instagram. And then also this month, I will be starting my third feature of this year, which it's crazy to just even wrap around my head. I'm so grateful. It is called Curse of Vander. I can't say too much, but the story is basically a cross between the Chronicles of Narnia and Stranger Things. So this one is definitely going to be very fun to film, and that is written and directed by Richie Greer, and he's amazing. And I'm just super duper grateful for this opportunity and to work with the amazing cast and crew. We have a table read this week, so yeah, it's gonna be amazing.
That is awesome. And also, one thing I wanted to mention too,
Yes.
because we are actually 3 hours ahead here in Massachusetts. How was it being in a different time? Like, how did you adjust to that? Just out of curiosity.
I didn't do too bad. One thing that was really hard, like, was calling because my mom and I went, and it was really
Mm-hmm.
hard calling like my dad and my brother because like
Mm-hmm.
I'm an early bird, and so like when I woke up at like 6 a.m., like I'd be like, I really want to call them and just see how they're doing, but I'm like, oh, great, I have to wait because it's 3 a.m. in California.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's so hard when it comes to the time difference, but I actually got pretty used to it. Yeah, it was. Massachusetts, one thing I felt like was hard for me to adjust to was like the weather. Because like
Mm-hmm.
the weather was like different, because in California, like I mean the weather has been weird this year. So, but in California it's so sunny, and it was so hot, but in Massachusetts it was like so wet, it was rainy, and like almost like
Mm-hmm.
a little humid too, and I was like, "Oh, this is I like this. I like the rain. No wonder why it's so green." you know?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we got a lot of rain this summer. It pretty much rained
Yeah.
like every single day here.
Yeah,
I'm not
well,
gonna lie.
we got really lucky because the big storms hit like literally
Mm-hmm.
right after.
Oh, yeah.
Like
Mm-hmm. I know what you're talking about.
we did some of the rain did interfere unfortunately with some of the filming,
Mm-hmm.
but we're all done with filming. So,
Yeah, I
but we
was
got
just gonna
really
ask
lucky.
about that.
Yeah, we got the rain did interfere with we had to push a couple things back like a day.
Mm-hmm.
But luckily the big storms didn't hit until after we left. So,
Well, that's always good. How many days did it take you to film?
we filmed for we filmed 13 to like 15 days, I like in between there. Yeah.
Okay.
So like a
So you
typical
spent, yeah, so you spent like over like, would that be, yeah, it'd be like 2 to 3 weeks here.
Yeah, I spent about like 3 weeks. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah, it
did
was
you stay in Auburn at like a hotel or where did you stay?
yes, I stayed at a hotel with the cast and crew. So
Oh,
it was
that's awesome. Yeah.
yeah, it was also super duper cool because most of the cast is from LA.
Hmm.
So I don't live in LA. I live in Orange County. So it's like I'm about like kind of like you with Boston. Like I'm like
Hmm.
60 miles from LA, but
Right.
I'm
Yes.
south. And
Right.
it's really cool that most of us live in LA, but it's just weird how everyone's from different states because our DP was from Oklahoma, along with a couple of our actors, and then the rest in Massachusetts. So it was like, oh my gosh, we're like everywhere.
Wow, that's awesome. And imagine having to fly people out and trying to remember where the heck they are.
I know, yeah. It was such an amazing experience. I'm so grateful.
Well, that's awesome. Kayden, thank you so much for taking the time to come
Yeah,
on the
thank you
Kayden
so
Gordon
much
Show.
again.
Today's best country mix. We definitely appreciate your time and support, and hopefully you'll want to come back on again real soon.
Of course, yeah. And if you ever want me to co-host too, I will totally co-host a show with you.
Oh, that'd be fun. I'd love to have you do that
Yes.
too.